fucking hear it, guys.
Let's say, Craig, what the fuck do we know, man?
Yeah. What are we, some kind of jerk asses?
Yeah.
It took away my favorite complaint. My favorite rant on the show is now gone. I can't talk shit anymore because I've joined the legion of e-readers.
Yeah. Speaking of, I've been reading "Choke on Your Lies" from Anthony Neil Smith. That's a great fucking book, dude.
Is that the one with the fat lady?
Yeah, it's fucking great. It is fucking great. It is a great book.
I read Yellow Medicine and Hog Doggin'.
What'd you think?
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, the Billy Lafitte novels are fucking awesome, aren't they?
And I don't mean to brag, but I got a beta read Billy Lafitte number 4.
What'd you think?
Oh my god, dude! It's the best so far, and I haven't read The Baddest Ass.
Oh man, The Baddest Ass is a fucking cool novel.
it's nonstop, front to back. Lafitte getting his ass kicked, and just that it's good.
I can't.
You're
wait.
gonna like it.
Of course I will. I love his books, dude. Him and Gishler.
Although
my favorite authors.
I don't know how he plans on writing 70 Lafitte novels if in number 4 he all but kills Lafitte in number 4.
In number 3, Lafitte should have been dead. I mean, seriously, Lafitte should have been killed in 3. I don't know how the fuck he got out of it. I really don't. Title T. What the?
I don't know. I was just seeing what this button did.
Title T.
Title T for Travis.
It's important. Big letters. Big fucking letters. You guys, Oh, Travis, so I got to play. I played the new DLC for Destiny. It's what the game should have been like in the first place, but I'm already bored of it. So
it's exactly what the game was in the first place.
Oh no, they kind of worked out some great ideas, but now they've just kind of fucking everything. Now is like I don't have any friends on it, so it's like I need friends to play with to help me move ahead. I don't have any. So I don't play.
It's because everybody got tired of it. Everybody fucking got tired of the bullshit. I don't.
Had this come out,
I'm recording.
Had this been like this, like
really?
in the DLC, you would have loved it. But now it's like I said, it's too late.
If they had released what they released as DLC as part of the core game, because the core game sucked. Like there wasn't enough, and then to wait, what was it, 4 months?
Yeah, well,
for the first DLC to come out, and then another 6 months after that. Like,
see, like I said, my goal was just trying to pick up like some. My goal was just trying to find some of the new, some of the fun exotics and what have you. But, and I didn't get them all and all the legendaries. Now on this one, you don't have to like. You can, if you get them, you just kind of level them up, and then you can. You have to get the etheric light, but to get that, you got to play through certain things, and you need. At the base level, you can just it just matches you with somebody. To play any of the higher ranking stuff where I really need to play, you need to have at least 2 other friends with you, people you know, or try to find them online on looking for group. I'm like, I just don't. I'm not going to waste my fucking time. And then you may or may not get the stuff you need. And I'm like, it's just too much fucking effort. I might play every once in a while just to fucking kill time, but it's not going to be like it was where I was playing it all the time trying to get all the cool stuff. And it's just fucking wasteful. I'd rather wait for Fallout, which were great games, or go back and play Fallout or Skyrim or something.
You're gonna have fun waiting on that one, pal.
Well, Fallout 4, they're working on it right now.
Yeah, they've been working on it for the last 6 years.
No, but I think they said sometime next year they should have it out.
Yeah, they've been saying that for the last 6 years.
I thought they were gonna do the MMO before they did another expansion.
No, because when did New Vegas come? New Vegas came out like what, 4 years ago, 3 years ago?
I don't know. A while back. That was a while back.
New Vegas has been out for like 6 years.
Yeah.
New Vegas was out before I moved to Indiana, I think. So I moved to Indiana fucking 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
That's going way too fast.
Can you change that, like as it plays?
The script on it? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Let's see.
2010 it came out.
So yeah, okay. So not long after I moved.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I heard that they were working on the on an MMO before they released another like standalone in the
I
universe.
thought that was not held by Bethesda, it was held by whoever put it out first. Can't remember the name of the company. I thought they still had rights to the MMO.
Oh no, that's the only thing they had was the rights to the MMO.
And then they pretty much failed horribly on that.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't see myself playing any video games anytime soon.
I really am. I'm more like I'm about ready just to say, fuck it all, get a Roku and be done with it.
How are you gonna play your games then?
I have a laptop I can play Steam.
Yeah.
The idea is we won't be playing video games anymore.
Wait, some kind of adult, you douche nozzle?
Douche nozzles.
A douche nozzle adult?
Stupid adulthood. Well, no, I mean, it's just more like I'd rather, I mean, I'm back into training kind of heavy, so I mean, that takes a lot of my time. I'm trying to, as a businessman would say, I'm trying to create several streams of income. So I'm not just sell out. Thanks, buddy. I really
No, I'm in the same boat. Like I was thinking the other day, I was sitting at work and I was like, all right, because they changed our schedule. We went from 4/10s to 5/8s, and I was sitting there thinking, all right, I'm not gonna be able to work overtime on the weekends. I can't bring myself. I can physically do it, but I can't bring myself to give up my weekends when they just took away something they didn't need to take away.
Right.
But then I realized I don't make enough money straight time to keep up my current lifestyle. You know, I like to buy stupid shit that I don't need.
That's why adulthood sucks. If we all live in
so I was like, well, now I'm gonna have to get a second job.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to work on the house. And Gabrielle and I are thinking about trying to have another baby. So when I think about playing video games now, I just chuckle like, it was so long ago. It feels like. It's all right.
I know.
I don't mind being a sellout.
Still looks like Halo 5 is now out of your reach.
You know what? I would really enjoy playing the game, but I don't think, even though I'm wearing a fucking Halo shirt right now, I don't think it's something where, like with Halo 4, I took the day off of work and went to the midnight release.
Well, that's before
got my game, started playing, and didn't stop playing for 14 hours. Yes, that was before I had a kid. But I don't feel the same about Halo 5. Like it'd be nice to play, but I'm not going to go out of my way. I'm not going to go buy an X-Bone to play it.
Right.
Because I don't play anything on my Xbox now. Like The last disc that was in my fucking Xbox was a fucking Curious George DVD. So, like, I
played a little bit of Destiny today, but then
down
I
here,
took it up and started watching Mighty Boosh. I mean, that's kind of what I did.
Yeah. Like I've been reading more, and I decided I'm going to write my book. I've written 2 paragraphs so far.
Holy shit!
Good for you. You're now. What was that? I'd say probably you got about another 9,970 words to go.
No, I have 59,000.
Oh, you're only doing a 6,000?
No, I'm going to do 60,000. I'm going to make it a novel.
Oh, that's 10,000 started on a novel. Or is that a novelette?
God, you guys are fucking dorks.
Yeah, novella is between 8 and I want to say it's between 8 and like 19,000 words, and then 30 to 80,000 is a novel, I think.
Yeah, I actually had a great idea for a story, but I just don't think I'll ever write it.
Just start writing shit down and sell them. Like, sell the ideas to some of the authors that we've talked to. Like, here, ghostwrite this, because I want to read this. I want this story to be told, but I don't want to sit down and write it.
Well, I have the story in my head. I have some of the main characters all out. I have the main antagonist, and I'm like, and that's as far as I've gotten. I could, if I wanted to, this would be a great D&D game. I could. Here's your characters, play it. Here's what we're gonna do. I could make it a great set for like playing D&D, but it just really wouldn't go any farther than that.
It's, I don't know. I was talking to Rusty Barnes on Facebook. He's another author, and so if I write this book, if I actually finish it and go through with it, this is probably the only story I have in me to tell. Like I'm not a writer. I have a story. I think it's a good story, and that'll be it. Like, that'll be my one hit wonder.
Hey,
although I would like to write some Bizarro novellas.
Like Bizarro Superman?
No, not like Bizarro Superman.
I read some of that.
With Pixelplex, right?
That's a different character altogether, pal.
The Eraserhead Press is looking for novellas right now, set in like they want post-apocalypse type novellas, and Bradley Sands was like, I'm looking to sign a post-apocalypse novella set in a world where there's no parking. And I was like, I could totally write a story, fucking
just go see Fury Road
story about that.
Just go see Fury Road, and there's no parking because they always seem to be driving in all the trailers I've seen. And there you go.
Yeah, I read an actual really good review. I want to see the movie, but they're like, for a movie that amounts to a huge car chase.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of story for a movie that is basically a car chase.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I read some of the
I do want to see it.
Little up in arms about it.
What don't they get up in arms about? Fuck them.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I read somewhere that like it's something against like feminism or something. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Can we just stop?
They're trying to drive Travis off the internet.
What they're saying? Mad Max was anti-feminist?
Pretty much, probably.
I something along that line. I can't remember the exact story.
Why? Because they fucking cast Charlize Theron as his opposite, and because she's fucking stupid sexy.
Well, I heard she kicks total
it's anti-feminist because they that's what it is. It's anti-feminist because they got a beautiful woman to play the main female character instead of some fucking
land whale.
No, I want to be mean, but at the same time, it's just like that's what they want. They want people like us to react that way so they can cry foul.
They can go fuck themselves.
I don't get it. Like, what happened in the development of these, like, in these people's development that they're so stunted?
They're just idiots. Oh, that's classic.
I have thankfully stayed clear of all the feminist talk recently, though.
Yeah.
Like, I have not, in the last week and a half, I've only seen SJW mentioned in like one single post that I've read. So I've been lucky in that.
Well, you saw the Eurovision thing, did you? Did you see the Eurovision thing?
Oh no.
So like,
no.
What was it? Serbia.
Mm-hmm.
They put up a pretty heavy-set woman to sing, and that's no big deal normally because there's a lot of large people that sing. Like, look at the opera singers and all that.
Right.
But everyone, oh, she's so brave to get up there and sing a pop song about being overweight, and then everybody, but nobody seems to notice that Finland put up their choice to represent their country was a punk rock band, and every member in it had Down syndrome.
I've heard about that band.
Yeah,
they're fucking awesome too.
And they're fucking good.
Yeah, and they went old school because they picked 3 fucking chords and they stuck with them.
Goddamn right, that's the way it's done.
But
didn't know they were
have
from
you
Finland,
heard any of their other songs? They've posted a few on Facebook and shit. Because this has been being talked about for a couple of months.
Yeah, I didn't know they were from Finland. I've heard about the punk the kids with Down syndrome that do punk bands. That's awesome to me.
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm just growing. But I just never knew they were from Finland. So fucking more rock on there. That's awesome.
Yeah,
fucking fantastic.
Well, I think they did the live show where they get voted on like last week. Is what it was.
Yeah,
they were like posted originally like way back. They're in the finalists is what it is.
Okay.
They're to that point where they're actually performing live in front of people.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, everybody was like, "Oh, look how body positive she is," and it's like, look at these dudes. These dudes are 100 times more brave because they're going in front of the world, pretty much.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, they're punk rock. They don't care.
One of the more misunderstood and stigmatized. Dennis, help me out. What's the?
What are we talking?
What's the way that we say it? Because your sister has Down syndrome.
Yeah. She's moderately mentally handicapped. Moderately.
Downs is one of the more stigmatized and marginalized group of people that have any sort of deficiency or handicap.
Mm-hmm.
And here these guys are playing in front of thousands of people, being what, in general, every Downs person I've ever met, this is exactly how they are.
Yeah.
They're they're happy, they don't give a shit. Like,
I've always said if there's a God, I've always said
possible.
I've always said if there's a God, his favorite joke is handicapped kids because he loves to have them sing and dance, but none of them can ever really carry a tune because they're almost all tone deaf. Because I've worked in like summer camps with them. I've done like every few months out in up north of it at a school. They have a dance for all the handicapped kids that I go to, and I walk around with my sister and I take all the kids and stuff. And they all love to sing and dance. No one can sing right. No one can keep a tune. But by God, they do it, and I just watch and I laugh, and I see how happy they are, and it's just great.
You know what, though, Dennis? I think the whole thing is is it's not that they can't, but they love to do it. I think it's the fact that they have no inhibition. Is what it is.
No, they don't.
Because I'm sure there's plenty of kids out there who love to sing and dance, so they just are terrified to do it in front of other people.
Hmm. Yeah, Carrie, my sister. Oh, she won't care.
Yeah.
She has there's a CD she listens to constantly. It's the soundtrack to Mamma Mia.
Okay.
and I'll be downstairs.
She's opened the door for me singing Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Open the door. Hey Travis, how you doing? Right back to it.
Just top of her lungs, and I'm like, I also be downstairs, and I'll just turn up the TV because I'm not going to tell her to be quiet. She's enjoying herself, she's not hurting anybody. Sing away, Carrie. Just sing away.
All you hear from upstairs is the soundtrack of Mamma Mia as she's dancing. But no, I've always I grew up. My stepmom and my biological dad. My stepmom still has two of the ladies that she basically adopted, but they worked for a place. It was like a group home / hospital for the mentally and physically challenged. So I grew up with those people in my life all the time. It's like, for me, that's not even, it's not even a question. It's not even a question of should they be, like, it's kind of offensive almost, this Eurovision, where it's like, well, send us all your freaks is basically what it says to me. It's like, why is this even a thing? Like, why is it a thing that we have a Down syndrome punk band, or that we have a fat lady singing, or that we have like black lesbians in wheelchairs doing fucking tightrope walking or something, or not walking but tightrope?
Well, Eurovision's a singing competition.
Wheeling.
Or a music competition is what it is.
Well, I mean, let's look at it this way, dude. It's all bread and circuses anyways.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. It's basically aimed for, like, it's just a song competition between countries, and then each country just has to pick the.
Don't worry about the Euro crashing. Completely ignore that fact.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Watch this. Watch this. I have no money.
Did the Euro crashing again?
Huh?
When isn't the Euro crashing?
Well, because everyone's trying to get out of it now. That I read, they're like, nah, this is not working out like we planned.
That would scroll better the other way.
What a shocker.
Finland is trying to get out of the European Union?
No, the UK's been fighting with that one.
There's a lot of countries. Well, it's because of Greece and a bunch of other countries that went kind of belly up, and everyone else had to bail them out. And they're like, well, now we're screwed because now we're bailing them out. They haven't caught up. Now we're trying to funnel money to everybody else. We're starting to fall under, and there's no safety net for us. So they're all trying to. They're like, we can't keep each other going like this. And then there's a huge thing about all the immigration stuff going. Well, not immigration, all the refugees coming out of Africa.
Yeah.
Where they're like, you can't come here. We can't afford you. We can't keep you. Stay in your boats or go somewhere else. But you're not landing here. Well,
that's what one of the Prime Minister of England was saying, like, just recently, something about if they're going to stay in the European Union, they're basically going to close off immigration.
Yeah, they're running out of room.
Yeah.
Not just room and money. It's part of it.
Yeah.
We were trying to help.
I read an article like 2 years ago about the struggle that the British Isles in general were having with immigration. I think it was Scotland is having.
Well, they just want to leave.
Like their crime rate.
Well,
like
the whole thing with Scotland wanting to leave, it went up for vote. They wanted to leave the UK.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the struggle that the British Isles are having.
Yeah.
As a whole with immigration.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous. And it was specifically about Scotland. This article I read, their crime rate went up by like 200 or 300%.
Right.
And they have entire tracts of neighborhoods now that are, I forget the name of the country in Africa. but like they're having to try and make signs in Afrikaner, and they're because they're not coming to Scotland and being a part of the nation. They're not assimilating, kind of like the issue that we have in the States with various groups of people that immigrate here. If you're not going to assimilate, stay the fuck out. Like, if you're going to hold on to everything that makes you and your nationality and everything else, stay the fuck out.
Come on, Travis, that's pretty xenophobic.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not afraid to be called a xenophobe because it's true. If I went anywhere besides the British Isles where English is spoken in general, like English is the first language. Well, fuck, it's the first language in like Iceland and fucking Norway too a lot of times. But if I went anywhere in the world where English was not the first language, I would learn the language and I would assimilate.
Well, yeah,
I wouldn't go to
if I decide to go down to South America, I'm going to learn Spanish. I mean, that's just natural.
And what's that?
I said if I just decide to go to South America, like say I want to go to like Brazil or Argentina or something, I'm going to learn at least passing Spanish just so I can get by. I mean, if even I don't plan to live there, if I plan to go somewhere else, we had this discussion at work. Dr. Ing, his family came from China. His mother's from China, and he goes, I can understand Chinese, but I can't speak it. He goes, they wanted us, we assimilated. You know, he goes, it astounds my mother every time she's like, I wasn't even raised in this country, and I speak better English than most people. What the hell's wrong? You know, they wanted to get, they kept most of their culture, but they still assimilated into the country. You know what I mean?
That's kind of racist.
Huh?
What you're saying is kind of racist.
Oh, this is
no, it's not.
How's that racist? I don't understand.
It's because I said it is.
Okay,
it's one thing to hold on to
culture.
Your
culture and where you came from.
Your rituals, your culture, your festivals, your fucking holidays. It's an entirely different thing to force that on a foreign country or a foreign group of people. Like, I mean, as an American, if I go to South Africa, I'm not going to fucking wave my American flag on fucking 4th of July and expect and demand a parade every time a specifically American holiday comes around because I'm not in fucking America.
Like, I expect everything because I'm an American. That's how it works.
Yeah, it's like...
I expect the parade every time I do something.
Goddamn right. Because we're special.
Well, not every time. I'd like to have a parade every time that I did something spectacular. It'd be less and less every day, but
that's what would make it more important, Travis, is the fact that like once every 2 years you get a parade. You'd be like, woo!
Yep.
That would be the important thing. What'd you do? I finished my book. Parade for Travis.
You just finished reading a book?
Well, no, that'd be almost daily with this man.
Yeah.
He's as bad as me with books. He devours them.
The sad thing is I still have fucking like 75 to be read. I don't even remember what books, because now that I have them all on the shelves, I don't even know
which ones they were.
What books are there. I'm going to have to go through and be like, all right, I finished this book. I haven't read that book yet.
I've done that. I'm like, God, have I read? When's the last time I read this book? And all I got to do is either read like the inside cover or the back cover and be like, okay, yeah, I remember the story. And then I can go off to something else and like, okay. If I still remember the story all the way through, I don't reread it yet because it's not been enough time for me to forget. So I come back to later.
Speaking of which, you told me about a ebook only guy who wrote fantasy. Was it Iron Mage?
Iron Maiden. They're a really good band.
Woo! Maiden. One of the guys I train with just went and saw fucking Anthrax yesterday.
Oh,
Anthrax sucks. I blame Anthrax and fucking
Maiden.
No, Anthrax and Steven Tyler. What's his band?
Aerosmith.
There we go.
Aerosmith. I blame those two bands for fucking rap rock. Like, they were the genesis of Linkin Park and fucking Limp Bizkit.
But
so, fuck them.
It actually wasn't really Aerosmith. It was Run DMC, because they basically found that track. Because Aerosmith was a dying band when they found that, and then they basically said, we should sample these guys. So they ended up getting in touch with them because they were both in New York at the time, and that's how they ended up collaborating on the Walk This Way video.
Either way, I blame them.
But I like
and
that
Anthrax
song, so you
is no
blame
better.
them all you want, racist.
Because my car's been in the shop. We never said hello to Hank, by the way.
Oh, hey, Hank. Oh, and speaking of, one of my old friends might be listening now. So, hey, Chuck, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Chuck.
Chuck. Charlie.
Chaz.
Chuck. I've known him since I was like his
12.
His sister used to babysit me. I mean, that's how long I've known him. Rice-ist. Nice. I just noticed you put that up there, you dick. Anyway. But he came into town for his mom and dad's 50th anniversary, wedding anniversary. So I said hi to him and I showed him the show. He's like, "Well, you have a new follower now." I'm like, "Well, okay, well." So, hey, Chuck.
Did you say prepare to be disappointed?
I did. I told him it's not that great.
Prepare for disappointment.
But he was listening and he giggled at some of the stuff. So I'm like, oh, here's all the stuff. So if he's listening, hey, Chuck, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Chaz?
Since my car's been in the shop.
Why do you got racist at a slant, dude? Being racist. You're all slanted and stuff, dude. Speaking of.
But,
just kick the football, Chuck.
Gabrielle's vehicle has Sirius satellite that's still, for whatever reason, still going. Like, they told her that she would have it for about a month, but it's still on. She's not paying for it.
I thought you just meant in general. But I didn't know anyone listens to XM or Sirius. I thought that was.
I actually listened to it today for a little bit.
I noticed there's a lot of rap channels. Like, there's a lot of rap channels.
I was listening to Sports Talk Radio.
You were listening to what?
Sports Talk Radio when I was on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I couldn't figure it out.
I tried to force Gabrielle to listen to a baseball game, but she refused.
I was listening to actual soccer news, though.
Yeah.
That's
discussing the big weekend.
Listen to. If you're going to listen to anything,
They talked about soccer, then they moved on to cricket, and then I was like, that sounds good. And then the show started over, I guess. I think they were just playing a podcast from over in England somewhere. Honestly, I think that's what it was.
We'll just put this on loop today.
Yeah, because it ran for like a half hour and it started over.
There's a channel called Liquid Metal, and they've been playing like Sepultura, and what was another song that I hadn't heard in fucking ages? Slayer, South of Heaven came on today on my ride home.
Oh.
Was it played on a ukulele? Because that's just awesome.
You need to take that ukulele bullshit and shove it straight up your ass, pal. Goddamn ukulele listening to, motherfucker.
I like
look at you with that fucking mustache. That fucking mustache and them skinny jeans you're always wearing.
Dude, I do not wear skinny jeans.
You're about 3 steps from it.
In your fucking PBRs.
Yeah.
That I'll take. It's to my dad. The hell with it. It's all my homies.
That That's all your homies?
My dad's my. Well, he lived at home with me, so I guess he would be.
There you
go.
So, a bit of random nonsense. You guys hear about the
what do you expect?
Duggar guy?
Position? Huh?
You guys hear about the Duggar guy, the son of the Duggar family? That's fucking like
pederast,
child molester.
Who's the Duggar?
The 19
like
kids and counting
kids.
People.
Well, you think that what's the odds of someone being a pedophile? Like 19 and 1? I mean, it was just statistics that he was going to happen.
What? When you have a family that big, it's bound to happen.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
I'm sure one of them's gay. One of them doesn't prefer a certain toothpaste. It's one of those deals.
They don't like the color blue.
Yeah.
I mean, how the fuck are you supposed to know? What's a pederast? I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? Travis, on the same notes, someone I know who's very left wing. I mean, like so far left. I think she's actually coming back around the other side. Said that we should feel sorry for him because of the way he grew up in that world that he became.
Fuck him.
I'm like, what the fuck?
If you're gonna touch up little kids, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, you need to be hung by your fucking toes and whipped to death.
You need to be thrown in prison in general population.
Well, the person said she pretty much said that like, well, what he did was bad, but it came because he was, he lived in it had to come from somewhere, so he was doing bad things because bad things were done to him. I'm like, are we just creating a cycle of what the fuck?
So what they're saying is one of the cameramen was
probably so sexually repressed because they're crazy, stupid, fucking religious people. Oh, you know what? Fuck you and fuck your fucking twisted mentality where you allow, this is what my book is about, by the way. Fucking not allowing abusers to continue to be abusers and making excuses and just. Like in my book, abusers get murdered. Like that's just how it is. It's going to be fucking 360 pages of revenge fantasy. But it sickens me to hear, and people are the family is saying, and people are saying, oh well, he's apologized for his inexcusable actions. Let's move on from this because he's really struggling. I don't give a fuck. Because there was no intercourse, there was a statute of limitations of 3 years. So he copped to abusing girls before that time ran out. It's been more than 3 years, so he'll cop to that crime, and it was inexcusable. But dude, you're touching up your own sisters. Like you're touching up your own kids' sisters and other kids around you. And you now have like a couple of daughters of your own. You're a fucking sick piece of shit, and you need to be beaten to death.
So what you guys are telling me, because I really haven't followed this story whatsoever, except hearing about it slightly, he's been convicted?
No.
Well, I mean, he's confessed to it.
Yeah, he's confessed.
He confessed to doing it to girls who the statute of limitations had already run out.
Okay, so people are trying to rally on his side because he's a good Christian white guy. Because look what they did to Bill Cosby, and he ain't been convicted, and he ain't confessed to anything.
Oh yeah,
because Bill Cosby's all alleged.
Basically, it's because he's a wholesome. He presents a wholesome white image.
So does Bill Cosby.
Well, Bill Cosby's black,
but he still presents a wholesome white image. Did you ever watch the Cosby Show?
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah. Like he was the opposite of Sanford and Sons, but nobody sees that. They see a black man accused of rape.
Yeah, but Red Fox was just fucking great. So whatever. Let's leave it at that. Red Fox.
So they see this supposedly wholesome white kid who is now accused of molestation, not quote-unquote rape, according to the wording of the law, because there's no intercourse. And it's just getting swept under there. And you know what the fucked up thing is? So I was reading some shit earlier about it. So these things happen, and instead of getting him help or making sure that doesn't happen again, they send him to a family friend to kind of do some construction work. There's no counseling. There's nothing said about it. He comes back from that family friend. The dad takes him to the police station, not to turn him in, but to talk with another family friend who is a state trooper to do a kind of a scared straight type thing. According to them, that same state trooper just a little while later gets fucking busted for child pornography.
Of course he did. Where do you think he got it from?
So it's like the family is trying to cover this up, and the family is trying to say, "Hey, leave us alone. He's apologized. His actions were inexcusable. Let's move on." It's like we need to dig more into these fucking whack jobs because
Before
they're Mormon.
we give them TV shows.
First of all, automatically right there makes them whack jobs, but the TV show needs to be, the people who produce the TV show need to be looked into. The fucking family needs to be looked into. Any of their fucking affiliate, like anybody that they're affiliated with, needs to be looked into. Like I bet if somebody did a little digging, and you wouldn't have to dig far, with my guess, like there's some sick and seriously dark shit going on behind closed doors.
I was going to say, well, if the child pornography has really great video quality, I would definitely check the programming people. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Good lighting, good setting. I know that's bad, but
you went down a dark road, dude.
I was worried about where you were going there. It's like
the dark road. I'm not gonna lie, that was a fucking dark path. Really went down a left-hand path on that one. Doesn't even lie.
But yeah, it's fucking. I'm guessing there's some fucking dark shit going on.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, because everyone covered it up. It was a constant cover up. That's all. Which is what a shocker, you know. I'm pretty sure, you know, the people who did the show were like, well, we'll keep this under wraps. We're still getting massive amounts of publicity on their show.
Discovery Channel.
Yeah, it's still probably making money.
Oh yeah, because they're real qualified to do shit anymore.
Yeah, with Honey Boo Boo and all the weird shit that happened there, and that
was the Learning Channel.
Huh? Oh, that's the Learning Channel?
Yeah.
It's not even a Learning Channel anymore. What's there to learn? Don't be like them, I guess.
Well, like Discovery Channel, did you see that fucking Megalodon show that they did that was full of bullshit and terrible acting? Oh yeah, they passed it off as being real, and it was garbage.
I have a hard time watching Discovery Channel and Learning Channel anymore when they've completely left with exactly what they were supposed to be doing. It's like History Channel. I rarely watch History Channel anymore because it's not just when you're running a 24-hour station, you can't. It's like, oh look, something on World War II again. I mean, you're just
they don't do that.
It's Hitler and aliens.
Fuck yeah, and I watch the shit out of those shows.
or just Hitler aliens. I mean, there's a
whole couple episodes.
Alien Hitlers. You never know.
As soon as the Learning Channel put out fucking Honey Boo Boo and the Best Funeral Ever, like they lost all credibility. Like they just should not. They should have. The FCC should have been like, you know what? Nah, you don't get a channel anymore. Like we're all about the dumbing down of American society, but you're taking it a little too far.
So you definitely went down very fucking rabbit hole you shouldn't have.
Yeah, like that's take the Best Funeral Ever. Did you guys ever see that show?
No, God forbid I would ever want to.
Oh my god, it's fucking.
Sounds horrible.
No, I do watch Ancient Aliens at least once a week.
Just because it makes you giggle?
Because I believe it. I know, it's funny.
Because I believe it. No, I'm not even going to go there. The only one I've ever watched that was the one on Odin and all the Norse gods because I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
because that dude with the crazy ass hair and everything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
Giorgio something or another.
Yeah, whatever he is.
Yeah.
Does that guy not own a mirror?
Oh, he does.
Like,
I saw a picture on Reddit the other day. It was a like a slow transformation from like the first episode, like when it was just a special, to where it's at now, and his hair's just gotten bigger and bigger. I think he owns it, man.
He just lives with it.
Yeah. He's like the how can this have been done guy.
his hair probably never. His hair is probably permanent. Like it just sticks out now. Like there's no putting it down.
Yeah. He seems like a cool dude. He's always seems pretty hip to stuff. He knows all about it, all the ancient astronauts.
Right.
I'm not gonna say it was aliens, but aliens.
No, he straight up says it's aliens. He's like, this is like this. Aliens.
He does the hand.
Oh yeah, it's always aliens.
I love the memes that are out with that guy.
Yeah, but see, there's this other guy on there. Oh God, what's his name? Something Childers is his last name, and he's got this like real nasally voice, and all I can hear when I listen to or watch that show is if I'm like not looking at the screen, I'm doing something else, like looking at my phone or something. I hear that guy come on. It sounds like first season Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. When he had that like real serious tone, and I'm like, Bubbles is telling me about aliens again.
Don't touch my belly.
Yeah, back when Bubbles wasn't the main focus of the show, he was just the guy that they went to see for advice.
Well, so they realized who makes the money in that show, and it's fucking Bubbles. Because if you don't have Bubbles, it sucks.
Oh fuck! Did you read any of that shit about what happened to Michael Jackson when he was on that show? Why he left? The guy who played Trevor.
Oh really? No.
Apparently, he got real pissed about the way they turned that show into like the first 2 seasons where it was still kind of like serious but still funny. You know what I mean? Like it was still a comedy, but it was like a little bit more of had like more of an edge, a little darker comedy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then as they slowly started progressing it to Bubbles, I guess behind the scenes he was saying, "Oh yeah, it was like we'd all sit together and write this stuff out, and then all of a sudden, there'd be a joke for like Corey and Trevor. Oh no, that'd be funnier if Bubbles and Ricky did it." And then it all of a sudden just started to turn into everybody was like, "Oh, Bubbles should do this. Bubbles should do this," and it was like basically the Bubbles show. I guess that's what pissed him off, and he left. But then I saw that on that same message board, John Paul Tremblay came on there and just fucking tore him a new asshole. He's like, I didn't want to do this in public, but you've already started it, and just went off on him.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah,
and that's why you got what's his name, the other kid taking over for the Trevor character.
Trevor, what's his face in the new season?
Yeah. Michael Collins.
Yeah, Michael Collins. Yeah, because Phil's really dead.
Yeah.
So, he passed. Phil Collins was great too, though.
Oh yeah.
Staring at my belly.
And then his brother Tom Collins showed up at one point.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God, I love that show. They got 2 more seasons coming.
Yeah.
I think. So at least
Simpsons has been picked up for another season or another 2 seasons already.
Oh, you said Daredevil?
No, The Simpsons.
Oh, Simpsons?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his face is leaving?
Who?
The guy
Henry Shearer.
Really?
Henry Shearer is leaving. Yeah.
Yeah, he's quitting.
Wow.
He said he wants to go do new things with his life. I'm like, in all honesty, why?
Yeah, you already gave 30 years and you're a trillionaire by now.
Yeah. Why would you? I mean, most people would have cut their arms and legs off to do that show. You know what I mean? To stay on that show as long as you did. Well, I want to go try new things with my life.
And it's like without him, you lose half of fucking Springfield.
Well, you lose a bunch of it. So if Hank Azaria goes, well, then yeah, you got nothing.
Yeah. But see, I mean, you really don't, because at this point, there's so many people that can do the voices if they had to. Where the ones you're going to miss are going to be any of the Simpsons family themselves, and that'd be really about it, Like you could bring in someone else to play Ned Flanders if you had to, or. Well,
I've also heard where they stopped making video or making DVDs of it now too, right?
Yeah, it's all digital now.
Yeah, they're not making any more box sets. It's like after 26 or 22 or something like that. I mean,
yeah,
it's like that's it.
Anybody who's still collecting the fucking box sets, like,
see, I'll wait till there's like a $2,000
stop.
box set out in a couple years when the show's done, and they just release it all in one package on Blu-ray.
Just have like just a fucking box like that.
Yeah. Well, they did that for Futurama already. There's a Futurama box out that's like yay long.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the side of my camera, so I didn't know if my hands were both in it. Aliens.
And aliens. What else did I see about that? There's someone else was talking about box sets. Have you ever seen the Trailer Park Boys box set? That's fucking hilarious.
No.
That's a fucking right. Comes in a trailer, little trailer.
Oh, nice.
It's a couple $100. I thought about buying it just to have it. Just because it'd be fucking funny. I finally sat down and tried to watch SwearNet. Did you guys try to watch that at all?
No, not yet.
No, it's just not as funny. I don't know. They are trying too goddamn hard, as far as I'm concerned. They tried too hard. I was like, wow. I kind of turned it off after I got to see Pat Roach's cock all over the fucking like big screen in my face. That was just something I did not need to see. That's horrible. Oh, it was awful.
See, and I'm not as big a fan of Trailer Park Boys as you guys are. So, like,
it's all right. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, even when it's wrong.
Well, no, I followed along with the development of SwearNet, and I know the basics. I know the characters. I watched the first Trailer Park Boys movie, which when Dennis told me it was a show, I was like, it's a fucking TV show? I just thought it was a bad but hilarious movie.
Yeah.
So, but following along with the SwearNet thing, the development of SwearNet, was like, I had no interest in watching the movie.
Right.
Like, it never struck me as something that, like, oh, I'm going to enjoy this.
Right.
Something that Craig and I both enjoy. I've heard, Craig, that Joel Hodgson and a couple of the guys are getting back together to try to do a reboot of MST3K, or a newer version of MST3K.
We've talked about this many times on the show and off.
Well, no. We've talked about the other shows they've done. Not about the reboot.
We've talked about the reboot of MST3K.
Yeah. Joel Hodgson mentioned it 2 years ago in an AMA, and then in his second AMA, he re-talked about it, and he was asking people opinions on what they'd like to see in the new version.
Oh, I don't even remember. God damn. I've gotten hit in the head way too many times.
No, I think it's that mustache is sucking away your brain juices. Not to call you out on that one, Dennis. It's just I know we've already hashed this one out on the show multiple times. So
I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember half the shit I talk about.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
After a week, dude, I don't remember anything we've talked about. I really don't.
Maybe you should watch the podcast when you're growing your mustache, when you're waxing it, when you're doing this. You could have your headphones in, being like, oh yeah, that is what we talked about. Oh, I see.
I see.
I see. Now you got to grow a goatee so you can get that Errol Flynn look going.
I just bought a soul patch, like right underneath here. Along the line.
You got to have it hanging down like Travis's.
Travis's?
You got to do that, and then you got to wear the little pointy hat with the feather in it. And then when you get in trouble for raping some broad, you can just say, "I don't have to rape anybody. I'm Errol Flynn." You know that was his defense in court, right?
Didn't know that I didn't know. No.
Oh yeah. He was brought up on rape charges back in the 20s, 30s, and his whole defense was, "I'm Errol Flynn. I don't need to rape anybody."
How'd that work out for him?
I think it worked out for him back then.
That's pathetic, but it's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, back then I could honestly see. I mean, he was like a superstar. Like, I mean, back then
he was like Tom Cruise at the height of his career for most of his career.
Yeah. So I mean, for them to go, well, he could just go, "You come here, let's go have sex." They'd be like, "Sure, why not?"
Yeah, right. I didn't do enough investigation into it. I just know that happened during the trial, and I never really checked to see how far they went with it.
Everyone always talks about how bad the world's getting. I'm like, go back and actually look at shit from even like articles from the 1920s. There was some fucking really bad times. Nothing got better. I mean, yes, we got rid of some women's suffrage and women can vote. We fixed some of that. We got blacks are allowed to there's no segregation. We got that out. We did that, but it's still.
Well, everybody talks about how the world's all fucked up because you got guys like fucking Kim Jong-un, but then you turn around, he's no fucking Mao or Pol Pot. You know?
Yeah, we forget about those guys.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much, what's this, the guy, or anybody in Africa right now, for that matter, really, we seem to, as a country in general, we bitching more about Kim Jong-un, but we always forget that, there's warlords in Africa just cutting people's limbs off. I mean, we'll blow past that. Don't worry about that. But... What, Trav?
Just write off the entire nation of Africa, the entire continent of Africa. Like anybody in Africa is worse than Kim Jong Un.
Well, technically, Kim Jong Un really hasn't done anything because he's just a lazy piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah, he just gives orders.
Yeah.
Well,
he fed his uncle to the dogs.
Yeah. Well,
did you read that he fucking executed one of his military heads with a fucking anti-aircraft gun?
Didn't he shoot him out of it or something like that? Or
no, they just shot it at him.
Yeah.
The fucking projectiles on those things are like 3 feet long.
I'm just saying. Yeah, we talk about how bad he is, but then we forget that most of Africa is there's a lot of bad things going on in Africa. Some people, they don't have running water. They don't have a lot of bad,
Well, that's also like back when the whole Ebola thing was going around. Everybody's like, oh, it's the end of the world. The plague's breaking out. Did you forget about the bubonic plague?
Yeah.
When a third of Europe was dead?
Yeah, did you see how fast that vanished too? Yeah. Ebola, the plague's here. Oh, hey, by the way, shiny object. What?
Yeah.
What's Ebola? I mean, we just literally, it was that fast. It vanished.
Well, no, the news media finally decided, okay, we can't blow this one any more out of proportion than we already have, since only 7 people died.
Well, no, we had to go to where was that? Baltimore, and watch the riots. That's why.
Yeah. Well, that, and then there was the other one down there in St. Louis.
Right.
So that was beforehand.
Okay. Well, did you see the cops are being prosecuted for the Baltimore thing?
Good.
There's 6 people being prosecuted. 3 of them are black. The 3 of them are black cops. So the whole Black Lives Matter. I'm like, they were black. Half of them were black. It wasn't. It was a black on black. It was there were white dudes involved, but it's more of a us against them instead of whites against black. We should really get that out of
the main cop that's being charged. The main cop is white.
Well, that's fine, but the other they're still
honky motherfucker.
They're still what?
I read a thing just the other day about when the prosecutor filed charges. She came under fire from the Baltimore Police Union. And the 6 people she filed charges from warned her to drop the charges. Pardon me? You want to run that past me again? They warned the prosecuting attorney to drop the charges. Does that not scream of
privilege?
A privilege of fucking corruption of everything that anything and everything that somebody can throw out about that. That's exactly what it is.
Travis, I just got you to say privilege in a serious tone.
Huh?
I just got you to basically tell the Baltimore Police Department to check their privilege.
Yeah. They should.
And you're serious.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As fucking as dumb as that sounds, yeah, absolutely. Because they're they're out of control. Like the corruption runs so deep.
Well, in the class I teach, I have an ex U.S. Marshal. When I don't want to say ex, retired U.S. Marshal. I should say not ex. He's just retired. He even said, he goes, you would not. He goes, this is all this shit's ridiculous. He goes, this is not how when I was on the force and doing as U.S. Marshal and doing all my stuff. He goes, this is not how it was. He goes, this has turned into ridiculousness. This is just awful on how everything is. So what the. Okay, anyways. I know I had to stop and read it and try it a couple times.
Tumblerina.
Yeah.
Fuck you too, Craig.
Hey, I'm in master control. I
mean,
do what I like.
Just the problem is he's got to find the font that he enjoys so he can fuck with you even more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he even said he goes, these police officers, they don't once they get past their basic or whatever, they don't go off to do anything more to actually become a better officer. There you go, catch it falling. But yeah, I went to Travis. Did I tell you I went to? Have I told you guys about me going to the Northwest Area SWAT team benefit? I guess it would be.
No.
Have you already gone? Or
yeah, no, I went. This was a couple months back. I went. One of the guys I train with is friends with a bunch of SWAT guys. So I bought a couple tickets. I'm thinking, what the hell? I'll give some money, see how it goes. I walk up, and I didn't even know Northwest Indiana has one of those gigantic land tank cruiser things with the tires that are taller than me, and it's fireproof and bomb-proof. I'm like, where are we going to use this?
I know where I'm going to use it.
You're just going to run over traffic.
When the apocalypse comes, son, I'll be right there picking up a tank.
But I was stunned. I'm like, why do we need this? I mean, there are some very hairy areas in Northwest Indiana, and I get that, but not enough to warrant a military-grade machinery. You know what I mean?
Dennis, have you been to the north end of Gary or Hammond?
Yes, I have. I've driven through it several times. I don't stop in Gary very much.
I've lived in North Hammond.
Yeah, North Hammond. I'll stop in North Hammond. I won't stop in any part of northern Gary because I'm too white.
Because you don't have a tank.
Yeah, well, no, because I'm white. I know where I'm not wanted. I'm not stupid. I know I'm not wanted.
There's white people who live there.
But you guys don't seem to understand. We basically are sitting on a war zone as it is right outside of Chicago.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then you're wondering why we have a militarized police department? Because if the riots happen here, everybody's fucked. It's already a war zone.
We have more guns in this area. We're okay. If the riot happens, people will just start shooting motherfuckers. We'll just thin the herd a bit. Everything will be better.
But where we're at in this area of the country, a lot of these parts aren't much different than the Baltimore riots. It's just you don't see the people on the streets with the signs clashing with the police every night.
Well, because everyone's smart enough they all know not to fuck with Chicago cops. Because you'll just end up missing. I'm not going to lie.
So Lake County bought a tank. I don't have a problem with that. That's all I'm getting at.
Gary held murder capital of the world per capita
for many years.
5 or 6 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of the world. Like, more people died there per capita than anywhere else in the world for 5 years.
I cut across, I was coming from Holbert, and I was cutting through Gary to go over to Griffith. So I cut off some back roads because of construction and traffic. There was a sign on the side of the garage that says, "Your white ass doesn't need to be here." And I was like, well, I'm going to just drive as quick as I can right through the area. So fucking go. Wait around. I mean, I knew where I wasn't wanted. My mom used to have a black friend. He lived in a heavier part of Gary. But no, you'll look. I know. It sounds bad, right? But I went to help him out move some stuff. I came over to his house, help move stuff. So yeah, they were quite surprised to see a bald guy covered in tattoos walking up to this guy's house. They were just like, "The fuck's he doing here?" They didn't know what to do about it. Like, I mean, I watched them walk out their doors and stare at me, and all I was doing was helping them move a couch or something. I was helping them. I had a truck, so I helped them move some stuff. So he's like, "Don't worry about it. You're with me. It's okay." I'm like, oh, so
the only thing worth seeing in Gary, Indiana, is the fucking 50-year-old cathedral that looks like it's 1,000 years old.
The one that's all trashed.
Yeah, that they used in fucking Transformers 3.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't read that.
Well, I'm working on that. Give me a break here.
That's true American.
I have to put it in a more American script.
I am a real American.
It just radiates off of me.
Just radiate.
So, I just had a brain fart.
I have those all the time.
Must be when we're getting older, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, I talked to Mr. Lobo from OSI 74.
Oh, yeah?
And we can probably expect to be hearing from the various personalities that are going to be appearing on that channel.
Nice.
That'd be interesting.
So, I'd like to talk to Sleazy Pete.
Sleazy,
that'd be
Sleazy
awesome.
P Martini.
That'd be awesome.
Doesn't the P stand for Pete?
I don't know. I always go with Sleazy P Martini. He had a TV show on that one video called That's Sleazy. And it was basically Jerry Springer. Except he was hosting.
I have a feeling that's what his show is going to be. It's going to be more of that.
Yeah. That
Like
was
the
such a good album
Guar-inspired,
too, though.
like, nonsense.
Yeah, that was their last big album, like big production with like the like operatic style where it was, you know, all the storylines and stuff. That was such a good album.
They played Guar's cover of fucking Kansas on Sirius today too.
Nice.
I fucking love that cover.
Yeah.
Fucking masterpiece.
when I was flipping through,
I
they
heard
had
they got rid of the woman because she drinks too much or something. Is that
Really?
what I was hearing?
it's kind of weird for them
Are
to
they-
be cracking down on the drugs, but
Are they even like a band anymore?
yeah, they got the original Beefcake the Mighty came back as Blothar the whatever he's calling himself now, Blothar, and he's lead singer now.
I was gonna say because I read somewhere that the girl was kicked for
Volvatron.
Yeah. I want to say it's because she was drinking too much and she was just fucking up the shows.
I could see that.
I wouldn't doubt if they are kind of cracking down on the
Well, yeah, they've had
whole excess thing.
yeah, they had a heart failure and an overdose. So
Yeah, it's like let's not lose any more members of our band because we don't have anything else. Like this is how we make our money. Let's not destroy this even further.
yeah.
But I'd like to talk to almost all of the people, the personalities. We've covered Orman, and it just like that channel alone is going to be enough for me to probably get a Roku, because it sounds like it's going to be a good time.
I think it's good. It sounds like it's going to be on other things, but I mean, again, you're going to be looking at either Google Chrome or something like that, or the Kindle, the Amazon Firebox, I think they call it, or Amazon TV Stick or whatever they call it.
Yeah, there's that. There's a bunch of them out there. It's. I don't even know. I mean, have you guys looked at like any of the other new ones besides, like you know the Chrome and?
I don't know anything about any of them.
I have I have a couple of Apple TVs and I have a couple of Roku boxes.
Which one do you like better?
Listen to fucking Mr. Fancy over here.
Well, I also have an Apple phone and that's how I bought all the music and all a lot of the TV shows I have. So
Yeah,
I bought the box that I could play them on my TV too.
Yeah, so you can have them
Yeah.
and use that. Yeah, I get it.
Because I can mirror my phone. If I like pull up a video on my phone, I can mirror it onto the TV with that Apple TV.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing with that.
Apple TV's a set box. It's not. I thought it was actual TVs.
No, that's what throws a lot of people off. Apple TV is a little box like a Roku. It's $100 for the Apple TV 2. The 3 hasn't been released yet.
Well, yeah, and one of my ex-girlfriends had one of those, which was okay. I just didn't like the setup on it.
Yeah, it's very basic. It's nothing pretty. And
Roku has a better setup.
Depending on the one you got, some of them are nice. Some of them are like the older ones are kind of shitty. But
and then I have a Chromecast, which I like. I mean, if I want to pull something up, it's pretty handy.
Yeah.
You know.
But see, there was like a whole war between the Amazon Marketplace and the Apple Marketplace.
Right.
Like the App Store. So if you want one that carries almost everything, you have to get a Roku or a Google Chrome stick or whatever they call it, the Chromecast.
Right.
If you want to be able to access iTunes, you got to get the Apple one. But you can't access Amazon from it.
Gotcha.
Because they won't put that app in their store. So, but see, the difference is you can go into a store on like the Roku and check out all the different apps that they have, and you can pull the ones you want and get rid of the ones you don't want, so they're not on your homepage.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Apple TV, it's basically whatever they put there. So it's not like you can download new apps or anything like that. It's just what they throw up there. But I mean, it's got like your, your Netflix. It has Hulu on there. It has ESPN3. A couple different ones. Like, there's a lot of stuff I don't normally use. Like, there's Disney Channel apps and stuff like that.
Right.
HBO Now, and then.
Yeah, but HBO Now is coming out for everything else.
Yeah.
In like a month or two, isn't it?
Yeah. They only had like a temporary exclusivity deal. It wasn't like it was, like some of these companies go for like the full exclusivity, and that's all. Nobody else can have it, and the company who does that shoots themselves in the foot because not everybody owns an Apple device, or not everybody owns an Xbox, and.
So with those things, you pay for the box.
Yeah.
And then you pay for the various channels that you want?
Well, when it comes to Roku, yes and no. Like, remember he said something about a subscription service? That would be one of those things you'd be paying for separately, and you'd have to go through it on a passcode. Like, if you go to... there's like a bunch of channels on there that are free. You don't have to pay for all of them. But it'll tell you if there's a subscription service for it.
Yeah, a friend of mine, I remember when I was over at your house one time when we were going through it. It was like that Kung Fu channel. It's like $7 a month for just straight up Kung Fu movies.
Yeah.
Or a Western channel or a sci-fi channel. You can pay for those extras, but like if you already, Netflix, if you're already paying for it, it's on there. Hulu's already on there if you're paying for it. There's free channels you can watch. I remember I looked at all that. And I'm like, I might still go that route. I might go use a Roku. I don't know. I might go with the stick too and just kind of transfer shit out.
Well, Roku has a stick now too.
Yeah, and it's the
and
same.
So does Amazon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but the Roku stick is just the same as its box, right?
Yeah.
No real difference to it. Except
I think with the box nowadays they have the remote for it. Like if you put it in your bedroom, it has a slot in the side of the in 3 and above. It has a headphone jack in it, so you plug that in. All of a sudden, you're the only one hearing it. So let's say your significant other's laying in bed next to you. No. And you go to watch something, you can plug in headphones and you don't have to worry about it. You ain't gonna wake them up. It's just the TV light,
Right.
Which is kind of cool. It's got motion control, kind of like the Wii on it for the 2s and 3s, and you can get games like Angry Birds came with it when I bought the second one, and then it has I think I got like Space Invaders and like Centipede and shit like that on there, and it plays like a Nintendo controller style,
Okay.
So. Yeah, I mean, it does a lot more stuff than just that. The stick's not going to do all that. The stick's going to be very basic.
Right. Well, I mean, if I was going to use it, I'm just going to use it pretty much to watch stuff anyways.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go, and it's cheaper, and then go that route for like $30-$40, throw one in, done.
Right.
But, I mean, I use the Chromecast, too, which I found funny because I used my tablet for the Chromecast, and I found that, like, on Xbox, if I turn on Hulu or Netflix will, like, constantly go through shows. Like, it'll stream to the next episode of a show.
Right.
It won't do it on Hulu. But on my Chromecast, the Hulu actually keeps streaming episode to episode, and Netflix I gotta constantly fucking update to the next show.
Yeah,
which is So if I'm watching Hulu, I will use Chromecast. If I'm watching Netflix, I use Xbox because I'm lazy and I don't feel like touching a button.
See, the thing is, like, I have an iPad, and that's how I'll view a lot of stuff anymore, just because it's easier when I'm just wherever I'm at in the house, and then so what I'll do is like Hulu will play every episode in that season and then suggest something to you, and if you don't reply right away, it'll just start playing that next show. Right. So I got a bunch of stuff in my like viewed history that's like, I don't know, I've never watched it. It's just I fell asleep watching something else, But right. Netflix, every 2 to 3 episodes, it'll all of a sudden say, "Are you still watching?" And then it'll shut itself off. So, but see, they keep playing those ads, so they assume I'm subliminally having to want to buy Geico, and I do, but
I wonder what it takes to get on a channel, like let's say if we wanted to expand and be like a Sunday morning news show for a channel.
Talent and something that obviously we don't have. So I mean,
well, no, it'll take someone to write an app because you have to write an app for it, and then you can throw it up into their app store, and then people can just download it if they want
it. Travis, don't even try, man. I see the wheels working from way over here. Don't try to write an app. I don't think it'll turn out.
I want to expand our tiny empire.
This is like it's like a 3-foot island, dude. This is not an empire.
Whatever. I want to make it a 4-foot island.
God damn, this place is like Lord of the Flies.
I get that.
Yeah, my name's Sam, and I don't give a fuck.
And that brings us to the end of the show. Don't hate, motherfuckers. I'm trying to expand us into further and further markets.
Bye, Hank.